Folks, MACT Garage, and going to talk a little bit about what I've been seeing going on here at the local parts store and other things, and it is starting to show through because we're quickly determining what the coronavirus 19 is doing to our parts supply, along with other things that we have in our everyday life. But we're going to talk about basically automotive issues and shortages that we may see in repairing our vehicles, because it's going to start popping up unless things change. In China, as far as parts supplies, it is having a dramatic effect on the auto industry, because multiple car manufacturers that sell cars here in the States are having all sorts of issues. General Motors has a lot of Chinese supplied parts and is actually having to do possible shutdowns in production because of the shortages. Other ones that are having problems that I've been going through in the different areas, Fiat Chrysler also has high content Chinese parts made in China, and they're starting to have some issues. And basically what they're all doing is they're scrambling. They literally have set up war rooms just to source parts to be made for the cars. Now this, I don't see how this is really possible, because if you think about it, if they're having everything made in China, what are their other sources? We're talking ramp up time, getting molds made, whatever it is. It's not something that happens overnight. So this could definitely affect it. Kia, Hyundai, in Japan, all the Japanese vehicles, Honda and everybody else, they have a lot of high Chinese content manufactured parts that they bring over to. Japan's really having a hard time because they're starting to shut down. So how does that affect us? Well, it affects us because there's less cars on the market, and we know when there's less of something, what happens? The price goes up. That's right, supply and demand. So parts are going up. I don't know if you've noticed that, but parts are also starting to climb a bit, especially the ones that are in short supplies that are made in China only. So we really have essentially a situation going on where it's going to cost more to maintain your vehicle. Now, as far as Ford, what are they doing? Ford isn't so much having it because they get a lot of parts made in a lot of different countries, not necessarily completely reliant on China in that aspect. I think Mexico, Taiwan, and some other areas. Taiwan part of China, so go there. But other places that they have sourced. Ford is really more of a globally sourced situation, whereas a lot of the other manufacturers are really kind of in that China thing, and that's causing problems in that. So Tesla, they're hitting rock bottom. They got shut down, so they've definitely had a problem because nobody's working, nobody's manufacturing. So will that come about to be changed up? Well, only probably when they get this virus thing fixed out. This coronavirus, it's gonna cause more havoc before it goes away. So that is pretty much what's going to happen to your car parts. So if you start looking around to do any car repairs, you may want to check around availability. I've noticed a lot of these aftermarket parts from China, people have been ordering those and saying it's taken forever to get them. It was a long time before, and now it's even longer. And some things just are not being stocked. I see certain industries that are definitely having bare shelves. Things are getting harder to find. So, this global sourcing ain't working out so well, especially when your global source is really one source. That makes for a big problem. So, car parts, plan ahead. Make sure you got the parts that you need to repair your vehicles, because hey, The sourcing is primarily in China, and we are quickly determining what the weak link is in this, and we need to make sure we plan ahead for your vehicle maintenance, because it could literally knock your car off the road if a certain part fails and you can't drive it anymore because you can't get the part. So then you got to weigh in. If you do find it, is it used? Well, used parts will probably go up because they can't have the new ones. So it all adds up, folks, and that's what we really have to be aware of when we're going through our supply chains and everything else, trying to get our cars fixed, our trucks, everything, because it's definitely going to have a big issue on the cost of repairing your vehicle now. And you may not be able to repair it, but hey, if you got the money and you can buy the more expensive parts due to supply and demand, I guess then you're in good shape. But basically, this is going to slow down the industry, folks, and it's going to cost money when it does happen. And hopefully everything gets straightened out here, and you know, we don't have to deal with this virus like we did as other issues. But I just wanted to address this as far as parts and everything I'm seeing. If you don't believe me, start going and checking your parts counter. Start asking for different parts, and I think you'll find that certain aftermarket manufacturers have low supplies. Dorman, BWD, all these others that use Chinese source materials and parts are going to be in short supply. So that's really going to hit the market. So it's not just the major manufacturers, we're talking aftermarket too, and that's what's going to cause all sorts of problems. So you know, maybe we need to start figuring out, you know, do we want to put all our eggs in one basket? That's really what's happened here for a lot of manufacturers. They put them all in one basket, and now that basket is empty. So what do? You don't have any recourse, and you have to then start finding different places to get your parts made, and that's not a quick process at all. Not a lot of companies can come up with it. Then you deal with quality issues on top of it. Yeah, if they're revamping it and then they make it in another country, does that country have the raw materials? What are they making it out of? Because all of a sudden, now our sources have to come, and then we have to ship the raw materials in. And are they using any raw materials that they have in their country that may not meet standards? That type of thing. So quality assurance is going to be a big headache in this too, because now you got a new manufacturer supplying parts that you regularly got accustomed to, and now it's a new problem. Now it's new quality issues. Maybe it's not as good as what the other place was making in China. I don't know. But here's the problem. You got to make sure the quality's good too. Otherwise, the dealers and or the manufacturers of the automobiles are going to start having higher failure rates. So yeah, it all plays into the whole scheme of this thing, and can definitely cost you quite a few little duckies if things don't go right. And our car parts are going to start going up in price unless things get under control. But the writing's on the wall now, folks, so all I can tell you is if you feel you got parts that are basically sourced in China, you might want to take and start getting your idea of not delaying that repair if you know you need to have that repair, because there's nothing saying that part will be available later. Overall, I think we're fairly good shape, but it's not looking good for the future if things continue the way they are. But that's my 2 cents worth for this coronavirus as far as parts go. Remember, check out MACTgarage.com and like and subscribe my YouTube channel here. And also remember, every day is a great day, and I'm having a great day because my feet hit the floor, and I want you to have a great day too.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Go production.